You look at me with that freckled stare, running around with tunes in your ears and tears on your cheek. Your hair couldn't be any closer to almonds to come down off your leather seat. Come down to where our eyes meet, and no one likes a UV. Yeah, no one likes a deadbeat anymore. You'd still have a glass when you had a few. Your tongue got sharp, boys lying down in an armchair. The world only takes place right here, and the TV starts your learning, and school for sure won't end it. And if there was any life left in me, you'd have probably noticed it by now. Come down off your leather seat, come down to where our eyes meet, and no one likes who you be. Yeah, no one likes a deadbeat. So come down off your leather seat, come down to where our eyes meet, and no one likes who you'll be. Yeah, no one likes a deadbeat anymore. Is it a darkest shade of orange? Tell me you still got it. Yeah, I lost it. 10 years away from home will do it to you. And when it snows, make sure your hands are off me, 'cause they're far too cold.
Welcome to Radioactive Active Live for this week, brought to you by New Zealand On Air. I'm here with Deck Club. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Jolly good. How are
Yeah,
you?
very good, thank you. Well, I'll introduce you a little bit about Deck Club. The 6-piece Pōneke-based band are on a journey to capture the raw live essence of rock music in Aotearoa. With a sound packed to the brim with energy, holy moly, Deck Club uses a range of timbres and harmonies to test the genre bending and blending of contemporary indie rock, folk rock, and alt country. Does that sound about right?
Wow.
It does indeed.
Nicely done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to your Bandcamp profile for most of the information. Well, it's a very exciting day because your new single Little Lines is out. How are you feeling?
Yeah, very excited. It took a long time to get that ready, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited to hear it. I'm very excited to hear it today. But first of all, let's talk a little bit more about how this process has been making the song. I know that as a band, you not only have composed and written the song, but you've also, the whole process from start to finish has included all of you within the band. So maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so would have started just like me writing it on acoustic and then working it up with Flynn here, guitarist. And then we added all the parts like on top of that. And then at Massey University Studio, we recorded the drums, and then on top of that, lots of layers of other stuff. And shout out to Aaron Cargill Brown as well, helped out, played a few parts on the song as well. Yeah.
Sick. And then post recording and post all of that, who did the engineering of this?
Yeah, I mixed it. With help from Aaron as well. Yeah.
Super unique thing to be able to make the music, record it, engineer it yourselves. It's a full Deck Club project. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah.
How long has it taken to get to this point of release? And how do you feel that it's gonna be received over these next few weeks?
Well, I hope the reception is good. I'm pretty proud of how it sounds. It's definitely like, I think we did the drums like about a year ago, and then the rest of the layering a few months after that. So it's been in the works for a
sat with
while.
it for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely.
A kind of a long-term project.
Yeah.
Well, longish. I feel some things probably in life took longer. I did see you at Cuba Duper, and there was a massive crowd.
Yeah.
Super, super high energy as well, which was really cool to see.
Yeah.
You had a lot of people there supporting you.
Yeah, that was a bit of an illusion.
It was so cool. Yeah. How do you feel about this? Do you feel your fan base is growing a little bit as you've gone through? Are people that you didn't even know you're not really friends with, are they starting to listen to your music more?
Yeah, there's definitely been a few people that have like complimented us. Yeah, no, I hope so. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear your next song, and you can introduce it.
Oh yeah, so this is Little Lines. It's out now. You can go and listen to it on all platforms.
Woohoo! This is Radioactive Active Live, brought to you by New Zealand On Air Music. And if you're just tuning in, I'm here with Deck Club, who just played their new single, Little Lines, out today, which is super cool. Yeah. Well, I briefly, before your recent played song, I talked a little bit about some of the genres that you kind of associate your music with, including we've got contemporary indie rock, folk rock, old country. I feel like there's 1,000 different things that you could categorize your music in.
That's probably true, yeah.
What is your reasoning for trying to do a little bit of this genre bending, this mixing? You know, do you feel like your influences are coming from lots of different places? How do you feel that your sound has evolved into what it is now?
Yeah, the influences definitely do come from a lot of different places. I think, like, because everyone in this band, like, pretty much writes the parts, like, for themselves, you know what I mean? Like, I only write like the bones of it, you know, that we bring a lot of different, influences to the table. So
Yeah, I think like the different things that we kind of bring in is evident in the bands that we play with, because we've kind of played with bands that are really, perhaps would juxtapose each other on a lineup with each other. Which is a blessing, of course.
Yeah, so you're saying that you're able to play with lots of different other musicians, different bands, because you're able to kind of create some sort of similarity between you two?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's really clever. That's a really good idea.
It wasn't intentional, I don't think.
Well,
it's not part of our plan.
That's cool. And I would agree. that I feel a lot of people, a lot of bands around Wellington especially, have things in common with you. And I know that something that is becoming increasingly more common in Wellington and New Zealand is having saxophone in a rock band.
Especially this guy.
You can introduce yourself there. Hello.
Hello, I'm Alex.
Woohoo. Well, what does playing the sax mean to you for being in a rock band? I know that you didn't originally start learning rock saxophone. You can explain a little bit about your process, about how you got here.
Like many other musicians here in Welly, a big majority of us studied at jazz school, Misty herself included.
Yeah, that's how we know each other.
So we all kind of met through there, and down to the core, I think jazz music will always be my passion and have a strong place in my heart, but it's also such a great tool and vessel to be able to get into other things like this. I just want to thank these guys
thank you, Alex.
for giving me kind of a platform to really
to go full Alex.
Yeah, to kind of just fully express myself, no restrictions or boundaries at all. It's pretty a freeing,
it's beautiful,
freeing feeling. But yeah, I can't complain. Old jazz school has done it.
Set you up for your life of rock.
Well,
rock and roll.
Set me up for a life of rock and roll, and also nightmares from from classes. But that's just the
just
daily.
Kidding. We
love jazz school. We love jazz school. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
No jazz licks in this band.
No,
but
definitely not.
Hey, next single? No, just kidding. Hey, are there any other non-musician influences that have really brought this music to life? I know that there are, musicians that you might think are interesting, but I always think that family, friends, or other kind of artists sometimes influence the things that I do. Do you have anyone else in your lives that, or not that you know personally, but just people?
Yeah, I mean, I think visual art is really important to me. I think the combination of music and visual art makes for a real cohesive kind of cohesive piece, I guess. And I've there's lots of visual artists in my family, so yeah.
It's made a big influence. That's
Definitely,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that art influences every different medium, whether it's visual art, whether it's music.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. All right. Well, what can the audience look forward to in the future? You got some other projects coming up now the single's out?
Yeah, so there's going to be an EP come later in the year, which this will be on, a 4-track EP, yeah.
Sick.
That's
something to get really, really excited for. Now, we do this thing as part of our active lives where the previous artist asks a question from the last week for you guys.
Ooh.
And for this week's question, Clover, who played last week, asks you, if you could have everything from one store, what would it be and why?
Everything from one store.
Yeah, I mean,
I got a good one.
Oh, okay.
I want Bend On Outlet because I feel like undies are like always an essential to have.
Not an essential.
And socks. You can never go wrong with an unlimited pair.
I thought that was going in a very different direction.
I mean,
So
it could have, but I think we can all mutually agree that a nice pair of undies will set you up for life. Yeah.
To be honest, yeah, and they're expensive. Cost
Yeah,
of living crisis.
I mean, look at a pair of Calvin Kleins these days. Jeez.
The price of
I
Calvin
mean,
Klein.
That's your fault for buying Calvin.
Honestly, that inflation's just getting everything, isn't it?
Not the Calvins.
All right. Well, is there a question that you would like to ask next week's band? Anything that's you're like, I would love another musician to answer this.
Yeah, some nice background music. Guys, come on.
I'm gonna think of the shop. Some shop.
I can't sing forever.
Yeah. Okay.
I reckon.
Okay, put your face on the mic. Ooh.
You got one?
Yeah.
If your band was a cocktail, what would it be?
If your band was a cocktail, what would it be?
Yes.
That
Alina
is
to the
so
rescue.
good.
Alina
Wow.
to the rescue.
That was
All
getting a bit worrying, eh?
Yeah.
It's starting to get a bit worrying.
Well, maybe we'll have to tune in next week to find out what the next artist will say, because I'm curious. That's a great question. All right, well, maybe we should get to know every member of this band, and then you can introduce your last piece for your active life.
Yeah. So on the drums here to my right, we've got the wonderful Maxime Zephyr.
Hello.
And then just behind me here, I've got Mr. Jude Savage on the bass guitar. To my left and behind me, the lovely Alina Chester on keys. And then Flynn Bellum on the guitar. And obviously, as you know, the Juice, Alex Voynich on the saxophone.
Sick. Anyone else that you want to shout out while you're here?
Yeah. We want to
Yeah,
we just
shout out my grandparents as well, though they're listening. So.
and Rose Labransky.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, couldn't have done it without Rose.
Yeah.
We'll shout out Rose all the way from Berlin.
Woo.
Yes,
Told me.
that's right.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
they're
love
in
you.
Berlin. But
Yeah, and thanks to Jude for filling in.
it's awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. I've really loved having Deck Club in for this active live. Thank you to New Zealand On Air Music for making these happen each week. And you ready for your last piece? I believe this is Right Kind of Eyes.
Yeah. And
All
this
right.
is also on Spotify.
Take it
so
away.
listen.
Thank you, Misty.
See ya.
I converse with you in my sleep, and I perforate the silence in a situation unfamiliar, out of similar thought process has been aligned